my first stops when I arrived in the States was the fabulous city of Salem, Massachusetts. Its vital status as one of the first colonies is well documented in the historical records. Also well documented is more than a few issues the colonists had with a few alleged witches. And while I myself can't lay claim to having ever known any witches, I've certainly met a good number of absolute...
Perhaps you might want to move on with the introduction, sir.
Perhaps. Welcome to Creature Features. You probably know my assistant, Livingston. You've likely heard of my housemate, Tangela, and there can be little doubt that you are quite familiar with yours truly, your host, Vincent. I've touched upon the topic of witches tonight because we'll be touching upon a film about witches tonight, namely 1970's Crowhaven Farm. This film about reincarnated New England witches will leave you wondering exactly which witch is which, a question Tangela might be able to shed some insight upon. Tangela thinks the witches in this movie are amateur and could not conjure a thing even if they had at their disposal every eye of newt in the world. And joining us for this fabulous film will be Larry Lee Moniz, a convention-going superfan cosplayer who does a fantastic rendition of Doctor Whom.
Who?
Larry Lee Moniz, of course.
Doctor Who?
I don't know which Dr. Livingston. I lost track when I left the UK. There's been so many, you know. In any case, stay with us for another magical episode of Creature Features. Stay tuned.
The Russian sleep experiment took the lives of 5 test subjects, enemies of the state. It was a week-long human conditioning experiment that went horribly wrong. You can find out what happened to these human guinea pigs, as well as many other conspiracies, urban legends, and tales of terror at www.scarystorytime.com. Available on iTunes, YouTube, Alexa, Kindle, and other distribution streams of podcasts and videos.
This is Livingston, and you're watching Creature Features. Not now. Stay tuned.
This is your Mac. It's a good Mac. It does those things you like, the music that you love, and most importantly, the work that you do. Sadly though, sometimes it does this. Or this. Or this. But before you do this, try Tech-Tool Pro, your one-stop fix-it tool to locate the source of this so that this still remains your things that you love, music that you enjoy, and important work that you do machine. Tech-Tool Pro, the most advanced Macintosh repair utility ever.
Will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Hi, I'm Linda Blair, and if you want to be scared, stay tuned on North Bay Television, coming up.
Welcome back to the show. We have a special episode with a special guest and a special film, right?
Yes, very special.
Almost. Well, first off, we've got Larry Lee Moniz, who is not himself tonight. He is the Doctor.
I am the Doctor. I'm everybody's favorite Doctor, Tom Baker, the 4th Doctor.
You know, I've seen so many Doctor Who impersonators, no, cosplayers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not impersonators. And you're the best.
Oh, my God. Thank you.
Children run screaming to you.
They do.
Not
They
away
do.
from you, which is wonderful.
The children run to me. The parents run away from me. I'm not sure why that works. Yeah.
They just don't understand. It's a British thing.
It really is.
I mean, here you might look like, I don't know, a librarian or something, but in the UK you would be like an acceptable like grandfather type.
I would be a grandfather.
Although Tom
type.
Baker, how old was he when he did that?
He was actually younger than I am now. I'm not going to tell my age. I think he was probably around late 30s, early 40s.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he was probably my favorite.
Oh,
of all the doctors. Except for me, Peter Cushing was like in the film.
Oh, we don't like to talk about the Peter Cushing one. Yeah.
I liked him though.
I like Peter Cushing. I thought he did a good job, but it was very different. In that Doctor Who, he sort of invented the TARDIS, and he was more of a human, and yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk more about that as we move on, but we've got a great movie. It's one of my favorite films, right? Crowhaven Farm. I saw this movie as a child.
Really?
I was visiting here. It was on television. It frightened me.
Wow.
It was like one of my first trips to America on the East Coast of all places, and I was presented with this film, and I had nightmares all the way back. That's all right. Now watching it as an adult, it's rather humorous, but back then it frightened me. So that, Night of the Living Dead, gave me nightmares. So we're going to watch the film. We're going to come back and talk with Larry some more about his costumage, and we've got more to see besides this, and about conventions and all kinds of fun stuff. So you're going to stay with us, right?
I'll be here.
And you're going to stay with us, right? I can't hear you. Yes, you are. Thank you. We'll be right back.
And to my cousin, Margaret Carey Porter, I, Evelyn Carey, leave a cameo brooch of Neapolitan design, my collection of milk glass, and an original oil painting of the Matterhorn by an unknown Swiss artist. To my cousin, Henry Pearson, I leave free and clear title to Crowhaven Farm, its house, outbuildings, and 80 acres of woods and farmland in Essex County, Massachusetts.
Congratulations, Mr. Pearson.
Thank you very much. There is a codicil. Should the said Henry Pearson fail to take possession of Crowhaven within 30 days after being notified, the farm shall then automatically become the sole property of the aforenamed Margaret Carey Porter. Is that clear?
Perfectly. I intend to drive up and take possession of Crowhaven Farm this weekend. ancestral estate.
My friend, you've come a long way from that fourth floor walk up in the village. Would you believe a walk-in fireplace? Hand-pegged floors, beams, ceilings, fantastic.
Felicia, where's Ben?
Oh, he's out checking the barn, I think. How'd you know that cellar door was there?
How did I know where the old well was? Or that secret panel upstairs?
Oh, you probably heard your folks talk about this farm when you were a kid.
Felicia, do you believe people can live more than one life?
You mean reincarnation? Of course I do. Oh, I've lived dozens of times. I was a priestess of Osiris in Egypt. And...
Felicia, be serious.
I am being serious, Lovey. I know I've lived lots of lives.
That's how I feel about this place. I've been here before. I've cooked in this kitchen. I've lived here. And I've... Felicia, I don't want to stay. I can't. I'll go tell Ben.
That's just a small expression of my gratitude.
For what?
For this. For all this beautiful, beautiful space. And that barn. What a great studio I'm going to have.
Ben.
I may even turn that loft into my own private gallery.
Honey.
Ben Porter's Crowhaven period.
Ben, I've decided something. I can't stay here.
What? Why?
Well, it's an old house, and the repairs would be very expensive.
Well, I can do a lot of that. And there must be some local handyman who can do the rest just as soon as we can afford it.
Then you're not being logical.
Maggie. Baby, let's don't be logical. I have a very strong feeling about this place. About us.
Honey, we'd be so far away from everything.
Look, Maggie. Lately, with you and me, things have not quite been the way we wanted. Well, I know it's a lot of my own frustration. No recognition, no sales. And the thing about the baby. So we need a change. But here we can breathe. We can unwind. Be closer than ever. Oh, Maggie. Maggie, please do this for me. Do this, and you can ask me for anything. I promise. I promise you on everything I've ever felt for you. On our wedding rings. please?
Guests of the show stay at the Flamingo Conference Resort and Spa in Santa Rosa.
Vincent with Creature Features. This is Livingston, that is Tangella, and we shall be at the Silicon Valley Comic-Con, won't we?
Unfortunately.
And it's on April 6th, 7th, and 8th. 3 days of us. Imagine that. It's going to be wonderful. Get your tickets below.
So many people.
Experience your favorite horror, comedy, and science fiction films of the 70s, 80s, and 90s on the big screen with the Cult Film Series at Roxy 14. Double features Thursdays at 7 p.m. Visit us on Facebook for more information.
Hi, I'm Barry Boswick. You're watching North Bay TV. Buy my underwear. Awesome. Huh?
You know, Larry, that's quite a way to go, right off a bridge.
Yeah, that all happened really quickly, too.
I love this film. You know, I would love to live in a place like that, but you know, I suspect they filmed this in Los Angeles. It's too dusty for the East Coast.
Yeah, you're right.
The car driving down the road is dust everywhere. So.
True.
All right, well, we're going to get back to the more exciting parts of this film soon, but first, let's talk about you.
All right.
What got you into all this?
You know, years ago, I built this puppet, this Tom Servo puppet, and I would go to conventions, and people really liked it. And I kind of dressed up as a Mystery Science Theater character, and then my friend Jenny said, you know, you look like Tom Baker. You should dress like the Doctor. And I said, well, so for Halloween, I gave it a try. Everybody said they thought that the costume was awesome, and so I just started doing that. And the last probably 4 years, I've been mostly known for dressing up as the Fourth Doctor.
You know, it's funny because I saw you at a convention. I can't recall which one. And I saw you walking down. I said, oh, my God, they got the real Doctor Who to come to this convention. He's not even on the program.
Wow.
And then you spoke.
Yeah, and then it was.
And then I knew.
Yeah, then
this
it was
is
this
not
voice.
Tom Baker. Well, can you do the voice?
Would you like a jelly baby? I'm the Doctor.
He's pretty good.
Have a jelly baby.
Oh, you're better at that voice than I am.
Oh, thank you very much.
I'm going to save this because if I eat it now, I'll be like speaking oddly all night. All right, so you did this. You did the Tom Servo, right? Which was 2 costumes, right?
Right.
You had the little robot, and then you did this. What other ones have you done?
Well, I have in the past done Mr. Spock. I've done Captain Kirk. I'm a Trekker or Trekkie, depending on which one you like.
Dr. McCoy is next, right?
I'm going to do Bones next. Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, I have to be shorter.
You've got like normally nice long hair. You're going to have to like chop it off.
Yeah, I always have to tuck it under wigs and.
All right, you wouldn't chop it off.
No. It took too long to grow.
It's taken me like many decades to grow it this long, and his is longer than mine. believe it or not.
But yours is wilder.
Now, you know, I've just got better clientele. No, better personnel to help maintain it. All right, what do you think? Should we get back to this film?
Let's do it.
What do you think's going to happen next? Don't tell me, because I already know, but they don't.
Okay.
Stay with us.
Yep. Baby, what is it? Maggie, what's the matter?
I went exploring and an empty meadow, stone wall. I thought I heard. I saw.
No, look. It's just the sun. You're overheated. Why don't you go in the house and lie down? Take a rest, huh? Good.
Mrs.
Who are you?
Cheever. Nate Cheever. I'm what they call a handyman. No job too odd for me, Mrs. Your husband hired me to mend the foundation. Fine old house Crowhaven is, but it wants looking after.
Don't look so frightened, darling.
Just a few of your weekend neighbors dropping in to say welcome.
The party started at our place, and Fritz said...
Why don't we invite the pretty new people at Crowhaven? But you don't have a phone.
Only that didn't save them, did it, Kevin?
We had this impulse to share.
And the weekender's rule is, if you have an impulse, obey it.
So we brought the party to you.
I hope we are not intruding, Mr. Porter.
Intruding? Of course not. This is one of the greatest welcome wagons I ever saw. Come in, please. Come in.
Very kind, very kind.
Welcome to Crowhaven Farm.
Well, we get...
So good to see some new faces in this neighborhood. You've no idea how dull these weekend parties can become. Week after week, the same old...
You know my motto, baby. Eat first,
You know
drink
what I
later.
mean.
Mrs. Porter, you've inherited quite a monument to the past in Crowhaven.
Fasten your seatbelts, everybody. Harold is about to conduct another one of his tours to the 17th century.
17th century. That was in the Puritan times, wasn't it?
Yes. Brampton was an early Puritan settlement, founded about 1650, with all the same attractions as its larger neighbors, Salem and Andover, including witches and witch trials.
Witches?
Yes. Oh, nothing quite so spectacular as Salem. Yet, there was a nice practicality in the Brampton witches. For instance, there was a certain Martha Lawson. She had a husband, Martha did, whom she didn't much care for.
How well I know that dealing.
Divorce being unthinkable, Mistress Lawson looked about for an alternative. Acting on the advice of a friendly witch, she took off her wedding ring and passed it to a bona fide representative of the coven.
Coven? What's that?
The witch equivalent of a bridge club.
Before you could say the Lord's Prayer backwards, husband Lawson was dead, and his soul signed, sealed, and delivered to the devil. At one time, half the population of Brampton was suspected of witchcraft, accused by the other half. Actually, there were 8 executed. 7 were hanged, and 1 was pressed to death. The accused witch was placed under a wooden plank. Then stones, such as our walls are made of, were piled on top. Usually, they were trying to get a confession. But if the accused wouldn't confess, she was finally crushed under the weight.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Harold, that's enough.
Too much. Come on, everybody, have another sandwich.
Yep. Yes.
I've made another
Mrs. Porter, you look as though you could use this. I guess our welcome wagon was a bit too much for you.
Oh, no, not at all.
Well, I understand your husband's an artist. What are your specialties?
Oh, at the moment, I'm a full-time housewife. In New York, I was a legal secretary.
You're not interested in a job, are you?
Well, as a matter of fact, I have been thinking about it.
Well, I happen to know one of the top law firms in Lowell is looking for a good secretary. Just say the word.
A legal firm.
Mm-hmm.
In Lowell.
You interested?
Maggie? I think our guests are getting ready to leave.
Honey, Mr. Pierce has offered to recommend me for a secretarial job.
Oh, in his office?
Unfortunately, we haven't a vacancy at the moment. Let me know.
Maggie, you're not going to take a job.
Have you checked our bank balance lately?
I don't want any favors from Pierce.
Oh, Ben, you know how I feel about your jealousy.
Look, Maggie.
It's just that I've been so edgy lately, and I think that it would be good for me to get away from the farm during the day. I want a job, Ben. The one Mr. Pierce mentioned, or another.
Maggie, it's quitting time. You make us look bad.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be finished in a few minutes.
Okay, see you tomorrow. Don't work too hard.
Night.
Night.
Thanks a lot for the lift, Kevin.
Pleasure. Your car breaking down was the best news I've had all week.
Thanks again, Kevin. Bye-bye. The car wouldn't start. I needed help, so
You knew just where to find him.
I asked Kevin to give me a lift because I thought you'd be worried. I should have stayed in Lowell.
Was that his suggestion?
Oh, Ben, come on.
Congratulations. You found yourself a man who's eager to give you everything I can't, including a child.
Portions of this program are brought to you by Micromat, making products that keep your Macintosh running at its best.
Welcome to the Flamingo Hotel in Northern California's beautiful Sonoma County wine country. The hotel was built in 1957 to mirror the image of the original Vegas Flamingo design. It's always been the area's favorite resort because of its amenities and its strong connection to the glamour of Hollywood and Las Vegas. The Flamingo Conference Resort and Spa offers 170 guest rooms. It includes 14 suites and executive king accommodations. From all of us at the Flamingo Hotel, we thank you and look forward to seeing you soon.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. You can't control where it will land, only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how to protect your community from wildfires.
You're watching North Bay TV, so stay tuned.
And welcome back to the show. We are watching Crowhaven Farm with, is it Tom Baker, the doctor, or is it possibly Larry Lee Moniz?
Or maybe everyone, maybe all of them.
All of the above. Are you liking this film?
I kind of am liking this film.
It's getting creepy.
It's getting creepier by the second, yeah.
Deja vu and secret passageways. But you know, we were talking during the break. You think that our main character, the woman, whatever her name is again, looks like...
I kind of think she looks like Shirley Partridge from the Partridge Family a little bit.
And I think little Jenny looks like Marsha Brady.
You know, she looks a little more like the older Jan to me. You know, when Jan started to sort of blossom and come into her own.
She's got Marsha hair.
Okay, that's true.
You know, the whole part in
She
the
does
middle.
have the middle part like Marsha.
Right,
I'll give you that.
You know, she's probably older than both of us now.
If she's around. She may not even be around, you know.
Oh, that's...
Poor thing. It's kind of gruesome, huh?
Sad thought.
Yeah.
Let's assume she is.
Okay.
We should probably Google during the break who she actually is.
Yes. Maybe she's done more wonderful, scary, creepy movies. And
you know, I would hope. She did a good job in this one.
Yeah, I like her.
So what do you think about the whole witch thing and all that? Do you think... Have you ever been to Salem?
I've never been to Salem, but I did remember watching the episodes of Bewitched where Samantha went back in time to Old Salem.
I love that show.
Yeah.
She was so wonderful. She played the best witch.
She was.
Even Nicole Kidman could not top her
couldn't hold a
ability.
candle to Elizabeth Montgomery, in my opinion.
And the nose twitch.
Yeah. She did the real nose twitch, too.
She was allegedly doing this long before she ever did the show.
Really?
It was the thing she did. Right?
Wow.
And they capitalized
They
on
adapted it.
Right,
It's nice.
Right. So, conventions. You love going to them.
I do.
As do we.
Yeah.
And
seen you guys several times.
We've got a big one coming up, Silicon Valley Comic-Con.
Oh, yes. I will be there.
You promise?
I swear.
We'll have to go to a pub or something.
We
They've
should.
got like little pubs.
They have little pubs around there, yeah.
They have the bars on the inside.
San Jose's got all kinds of great places, yeah.
But I love that show. It's like going to the San Diego show without all the trouble in ocean and sand.
Yes, it's a mini San Diego.
You know, we did Phoenix Comic-Con once, and that was a fantastic event.
Oh, wow. Never been to that one.
It was too much.
Oh.
It was just too many people.
Yeah.
It was like going to downtown Tokyo.
Oh,
You
wow.
couldn't walk. And if you need to use the loo, it was terrible. All right, so you're going to be at that convention, and what are you going to dress as?
Well, I'll dress like this because it's what I'm most famous for.
But it's 3 days. You can't wear that for 3 days.
I might be there only 2 days, so I'm definitely going to be the doctor, and I will be
the
dressed...
2 important days, though, right?
Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the Mystery Science Theater costume, which
we're going to see soon. In fact, I think you should go change into that.
Maybe I should.
I mean, not right now.
Oh, okay.
Let's watch the next segment of the film.
All right.
And then we'll come back and you'll be in the next costume. Maybe.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll probably do letters.
Oh, all right, great.
We'll bring Tangela and Livingston in. We'll do letters while you're gone.
Great.
All right. So you guys stay with us. We'll be back.
Maggie? Oh, Maggie, I'm sorry. Baby, everything's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right.
A history of Salem. Records of the Brampton witches. Well, that's very thoughtful of you to lend me these, Mr. Dane.
Oh, they're all fascinating. I just feel that any descendant of the Carey family should know at least a little something of the early days.
Well, to tell you the truth, now that I'm working, I don't know when I'm going to get to these.
Oh, no hurry. I'm off to Florida in a few days and won't be back for several months.
Well, you know, I'm really more interested in the present and in the future than I am in the past.
Aren't they all part of the same circle? Well, by the way, I might suggest a visit to the Brampton Cemetery. There are a number of Carey markers there dating back to the late 17th and early 18th centuries.
Really? Well, thanks again for your thoughtfulness. And enjoy your vacation in the sun.
I'll try to.
Bye-bye. wasn't dreaming, Dr. Terminer. There was a child sobbing.
Needing your help?
And when I went to find the child, followed, the sobbing stopped. And there was this awful mocking laughter. And somehow I knew I felt something terrible was going to happen to me.
Mrs. Porter, you've been married 7 years. You plan to have a family?
Ben and I want children very much. We can't. We haven't been able to.
You've had the usual tests?
There seems no physical explanation.
Adoption?
We've applied. I guess our financial status isn't exactly impressive.
I'm wondering, Mrs. Porter, do you think it's possible that the sense of frustration and denial you feel because you're childless, do you think that could be responsible for this nervous reaction?
I suppose. I know it's spoiling everything between Ben and me. We're both so defensive and... Doctor, I'll give anything to have a child. Anything.
I'm going to prescribe a mild sedative, and I want you to try to occupy yourself with other interests. And most of all, don't lose hope.
Well, there you are, all scrubbed fresh and glow. Hey, where are your slippers?
I haven't any.
You haven't any? Well, we'll have to fix that. Tomorrow, you and I will go on a little shopping spree to Lowell. Would you like that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Well, our good night kisses in order?
They certainly are.
Good night, Jennifer.
Night, Ben.
And remember, if you need anything during the night, you call us.
Okay.
Night.
Good night.
Vincent with Creature Features. This is Livingston, that is Tangella, and we shall be at the Silicon Valley Comic-Con, won't we?
Unfortunately.
And it's on April 6th, 7th, and 8th. 3 days of us. Imagine that. It's going to be wonderful. Get your tickets below.
So many people.
Experience your favorite horror, comedy, and science fiction films of the 70s, 80s, and 90s on the big screen with the Cult Film Series at Roxy 14. Double features Thursdays at 7 p.m. Visit us on Facebook for more information.
I'm Vincent, this is Tangella, and we just want to remind you we've got a wonderful website. It's at creaturefeatures.tv, and at that location we've got things like previous episodes, our merchandise, we've got photographs of the entire gang, including Tangella and her hideous friend. So be sure to come see our site. You'll love it.
You're watching North Bay TV. Stay tuned.
And welcome back to the show. Tangela decided to chase off our guests so we can do our letter segment. You know, you should do that more nicely. Using the clacky skull is not a very nice way to do it. She frightens people.
Oh, dear.
I mean, it used to be humorous, and now it's becoming rather rude. All right, Mr. Livingston, what do you have for me to read tonight? We've got a letter from Mitchell Anthony. Oh, 2 first names. Hi, Vincent. Good show. Do you think he's just saying, like, good show, mate? Or is he just, like, saying good show?
Depends on whether or not he's British.
Oh, see. Interesting dichotomy of top-shelf performing and production values meet funky public domain movies. I fast-forward the movies to watch your interviews and Tangela Livingston bits. Is this a Tangela Livingston bit? I suppose it is, isn't it?
I have no idea.
It is, it is. But the respect for Bob Wilkins shines through. Maybe you should do your own spin on steampunk Captain Cosmic. I'd watch it. Well, Mitchell, we might surprise you on that one. And that's all he says. Well, thanks for writing, Mitchell. We love it. And next up,
Steampunk?
Steampunk Captain Cosmic. That would be like the new thing. This one's got a label with a dog. Look, you like dogs. Is that a nice one? Looks like it bites. All right, this comes from Craig in Gilroy. And he writes, Mr. Vincent. Oh, I like that. Mr. Vincent. I should put that on like one of my things. I'm a 60s veteran of creature features and Bob Wilkins and John Stanley. Thank you and Coffee 20 for bringing back many fond memories of yesterday. Vincent, where did you get that gunmetal gray wardrobe? Is it gunmetal gray?
Not quite, sir.
What's this pattern called? Damask?
Damask.
So it's black and damask. So I guess it looks gray on the television, but it's actually black. You make a fine host, and I love Livingston's quiet, firm style. And Tangela is the cutest young lady ever. Sincerely, Craig. Well, she is the cutest young lady ever, but if you had any idea how much trouble she causes in my life, and especially poor Livingston's life, you would think differently. And what do we got next, Mr. Livingston? Our last letter is from Dawn in San Jose. It's spelled D-A-W-N. That's a female version, right?
Indeed.
It is. All right. She says, Dear Tangela, this one's for you. My ex-boyfriend keeps... I said friends. My ex-boyfriend keeps inviting me over to Creature Features and chill. I love horror films, and he is very, very handsome. What do you think I should do? You know what, Dawn? Don't always listen to what she says. Sometimes her advice is not the best. That's it for letters. If you'd like to send us a letter, you can email it here, or you can send it in the post here. Doesn't matter to us. And we'll be right back after the next break. Stay with us.
No question about it being suicide, even if I didn't have Dr. Terminer's report.
Miss Lewis was in constant pain. These tests in Boston were a last faint hope. When that was eliminated...
Ben,
Has Jennifer been told?
Yes. She accepted it very quietly.
Poor thing, she probably doesn't understand.
I think she does, Mrs. Porter. I think her aunt had prepared her.
Doctor, what will this mean for us? Jennifer's visiting. I mean, there was no formal arrangement.
Well, has Jennifer been happy these past few days?
She certainly seems to be.
And you?
Oh, very much so, Doctor.
Then at the moment, what else matters? Jennifer has a home with two people who love her, and you have what you said you wanted above everything else, a child.
Here we go. Make it you nice and warm. Jennifer, if you ever feel like talking about your Aunt Mercy, I mean, I know you must miss her very much.
Aunt Mercy is happier now. So I am too.
Jennifer, that scar, how did you get it?
I don't know. It's always been there.
Looks like some kind of animal bite.
Maybe. I don't remember.
Maggie, Kevin Pierce.
Oh, hi, Kevin.
I've been looking for a semi-legitimate excuse to call you. And the storm's just supplied it.
I'm listening.
According to the Department of Highways, stretches of the road to Brampton are under 3 feet of water. You shouldn't try to drive home tonight.
Well, I'll have to. We still don't have a phone, and Ben's expecting me.
Call Claire Allen. She'll get a message to Ben.
Well, I'd have to get a hotel room and...
Stay at my apartment. I can picture the look of outrage. At ease, Maggie. Unfortunately, this time, it's only a friendly gesture. I won't be there. Okay?
Well, I don't know.
I have to go into Boston. The key will be with the manager. Besides, the hotels are full, so you don't have much choice.
Well, if you sure it'd be all right. Yeah, I'd appreciate it.
I'm glad to be of service. I'll see you soon.
Okay, Kevin. Bye-bye.
Jennifer, what are you doing here? I thought I had you all nice and cozy.
I'm lonely. Can I stay here with you? Just for a little while?
Sure. I could use some company myself. Atta girl. Comfy?
Uh-huh.
Good. Well, what did I do to deserve that?
I love you, Ben Porter.
Likewise. But Jenny, it's late. You better get some sleep.
You're not glad to see me, which confirms my suspicion. You've been avoiding me.
We've been busy. Ben sold another painting. The gallery's promised him a one-man show in June.
I wasn't talking about Ben. I haven't spoken to you since the night you stayed at my apartment.
Kevin, don't mention that.
Why?
Well, I didn't think it was important.
You lied to a jealous husband. Why, were you afraid he'd come after me with this?
I didn't lie. Ben assumed I'd stayed at the hotel.
So why bother to set him straight? I'd like to give him better reason to be jealous.
Kevin, you really...
Look, Maggie. I'm Priscilla Alden in the Thanksgiving play at school. I wanted to show you the costume they've given me to wear.
Very authentic.
Jennifer, how long have you been standing there?
A little while.
The report's not conclusive, but instinct tells me you are most probably going to have a baby. You're incredulous.
Suddenly, after 7 years?
You're part of a commonplace. The surest way to have a baby of your own is to adopt one.
Oh, Dr. Terminer, if only this were true. What a Christmas present for Ben.
The odds are in our favor. But suppose you and I keep this beautiful possibility our secret for another month, huh?
I won't tell Ben. Not till I'm 100% sure. Oh, but wouldn't it be a lovely way to start the new year? But remember, you promised, not a word.
Cross my heart, Lovey, but I'm thrilled.
I don't know where they got it from.
Would you like any coverage?
Oh, Maggie, you're very brave giving a New Year's Eve party. I'd never have the courage.
Brings out the worst in everyone. You know we're at our best when we're at our worst.
Listen, everybody, I'd like to propose a toast to our handsome host. May the new year bring greater and greater recognition of his creative powers.
I'd like to offer an amendment to our charming hostess. May she share with her husband a sense of creative fulfillment.
How lovely. Absolutely lovely, Doctor.
Hey, it's New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. I've been maneuvering toward this moment all evening. Happy New Year, Maggie.
Happy New Year. Excuse me. Ben, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Ben,
Hmm?
please don't sulk about Kevin. Not tonight. I have something very important to tell you.
Okay.
Dr. Terminer told me this afternoon there isn't the slightest doubt that I'm pregnant.
What?
We're going to have a baby.
A baby? Our own baby? Oh, Maggie. Oh, Maggie. This was the only thing missing. Now we've got it all. Our own baby.
This is your Mac. It's a good Mac. It does those things you like, the music that you love, and most importantly, the work that you do. Sadly though, sometimes it does this. Or this. Or this. But before you do this, try Tech Tool Pro, your one-stop fix-it tool to locate the source of this so that this still remains your things that you love, music that you enjoy, and important work that you do machine. Tech Tool Pro, the most advanced Macintosh repair utility ever.
The Russian sleep experiment took the lives of 5 test subjects, enemies of the state. It was a week-long human conditioning experiment that went horribly wrong. You can find out what happened to these human guinea pigs, as well as many other conspiracies, urban legends, and tales of terror at www.scarystorytime.com. Available on iTunes, YouTube, Alexa, Kindle, and other distribution streams of podcasts and videos.
Some moms travel miles for a present, but Cash's mom traveled the country for her child's life.
To St. Jude.
Yep. Cash was diagnosed in California with a rare cancer. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital tailored a special treatment just for him. Our research helps save kids everywhere.
Want to do lunch?
Well, someone is feeling a lot better.
Go to stjude.org or shop wherever you see the St. Jude logo.
Hey, we're Quiet Riot here at the House of Rock in Santa Rosa, and you're watching North Bay TV, so stay tuned.
Guests of the show stay at the Flamingo Conference Resort and Spa in Santa Rosa.
You know, Larry, these pilgrims are rather frightening. All the black.
Yeah. I always found pilgrims to be kind of frightening, though.
But you're not Larry anymore.
Oh, I mean, no, I'm Joel, and this is
Joel?
my robot friend Tom Servo, who I built.
This is incredible.
Thank
it looks like the real. I think you did not build that. I think you took it from the show because it looks like the exact thing.
No, I'm kidding. I really did build him, though. I built him about 18 years ago.
And you know, I can actually identify some of the parts that we
Oh, yeah?
utilized on this. I mean, the top is like a candy dispenser, right?
That's right. Carousel snack dispenser.
It's tiny.
It kind of is tiny. Everybody's always disappointed that there are no gumballs in there when I'm going to a convention. They're like, "Oh, you don't have any gumballs to give me?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
this is perfect."
Thank you.
You know, you should mass manufacture those, and then you could leave one here as a sample.
I'll tell you what, if I decide to mass produce these things, I promise you'll be the first person I leave one.
You need licensing, right?
Yeah,
You'd
so I think to mass produce them, you probably do, yeah.
Well, this is one that you look just like him as
Thank
well.
you. Thank you.
I mean, not quite as good as the doctor. You look more like the doctor than you look like him, but you're still, you know.
Yeah, I think I look nothing like Joel, but I think the costume and having Tom Servo
I think you're more dashing.
Oh my God.
The actual actor.
Stop. Thank you.
No, that's great. So this is the one I've seen you with the most at the convention. I think this is your favorite.
Yeah, the costume itself is a lot more comfortable than putting 5 layers of wool on, but
and you're always holding this.
Yeah.
Is it heavy?
Yeah.
Does it like strain?
You know, it seems like the first hour he's really light, and then he just gets heavier and heavier as time goes on.
Wow.
But he's worth it, though.
Well, you have so many. I've seen his website, and he's got so many photos of famous people with this.
It's true.
It's like his thing.
Yeah, you know,
who's the most famous person who sat with this robot?
Who's the most famous person?
Right.
I would say maybe William Shatner.
You have a photo of Shatner with this.
If you go to Baker Street Cosplay, you will see a photo with Tom Servo and William Shatner on Facebook, and you can see all kinds of celebrity photos as well. So.
Is he nice?
You know what? When I went to go see William Shatner, he was sitting down in a chair, in a stool, and I went up to him and I said, "Hello, Mr. Shatner. I'm such a big fan." And he said, "Well, thank you for coming." And that was
in that voice.
In that exact voice, and that's all I got to say.
You sounded just like Captain
Thank you.
Kirk.
Thank you, Rocket Man.
Do it again.
Thank you for coming, Spock.
He's good at this.
Not
And
too
you've done Spock.
I did, yeah. I was Spock a couple of years ago.
But back to Shatner, so he was nice.
He was nice, but I literally got this just, his only interaction was, "Thank you for coming." So I guess that's polite.
You know, you sound like Elvis when you did it that time.
Well, thank you very much.
That was good. You should do Elvis.
Oh my God, my mom would love that. She's a big Elvis fan too.
And you know, I think the conventions would be most receptive to having Elvis Presley come.
Maybe Elvis is the doctor, huh?
Elvis. Well, they call it when they combine the two.
Oh,
genres.
that would be, what is that called? I forgot what that's called.
Evan
crossplay?
knows.
Crossplay?
It's
crossplay sounds good. Yeah.
No, I thought it was when like a female does a male character.
Oh, that's cross something else, I think. Yeah.
All right. Well, we gotta get back to this film. What do you think?
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Back to the Pilgrims. Back to Crowhaven Farm. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
begging your pardon. Last fall, Mister said I was to clean out the cellar before spring.
That's all right. I just hadn't realized you'd started yet.
Scarred bad on the one side.
Name those who were thy mediators with the evil one. Make carry. Confess, make carry. Confess.
Burn it! Burn it!
You've no idea when Mr. and Mrs. Porter will be returning?
No, sir.
Well, I don't think I'll wait. Will you tell Mrs. Porter that I called?
Yes, sir.
My cane. I'm sure I had it with me.
Well, I don't see it, sir.
Strange. Well, if it should turn up, perhaps Mrs. Porter could bring it to me.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
That was the shocking thing about Mr. Dane, wasn't it?
What do you mean? What happened?
Oh, he fell down the cellar steps and broke his neck.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I guess the wood rotted out while he was away in Florida.
That's terrible.
Yeah, he's a nice fellow. Village is going to miss him. Hey, this must be a special shock for you, seeing him just yesterday.
Well, I didn't see him. I haven't seen him since he left for Florida.
Is that right? Well, he come to visit you yesterday.
He did?
Sure. I saw him turning into your lane.
Oh, yeah. Ben and I spent the day in Lowell yesterday.
Ah, that's how you missed him then. Bye-bye, Mrs. Porter.
Bye. Jennifer, did Mr. Dane come to visit us while we were in Lowell yesterday?
Mr. Dane?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if anyone came yesterday, I didn't see him.
that year of 1692, they were living at the place known as Crowhaven Farm, its owner, one Daniel Carey, and his wife, Margaret, or Meg. Their union had not been blessed with children, and it was generally acknowledged Mistress Meg Carey was barren.
And how, Mistress Meg Carey, did ye, a barren woman, conceive a child if ye did not compact in blood with the evil one?
Carey, Margaret Carey, Maggie Carey. Daniel Carey and his wife were generally accepted as God-fearing and true-believing Christians. There were rumors and whisperings of strange and evil practices on the farm. It was said that a coven of 13 condemned witches held their bloody and orgiastic Sabbaths in a stone quarry on the farm. Where was spilled the blood of sheep, goats, and even larger animals.
Name those who were thy mediators with the evil one. Meg Carey, name their names, and ye shall live. Name them.
Mercy Lewis, her niece Jennifer.
Child Jennifer was brought before them and stood mutely. But when her garments were removed, there was plain on her left shoulder the mark of the devil, the mark of Satan's own teeth.
Welcome to the Flamingo Hotel in Northern California's beautiful Sonoma County wine country. The hotel was built in 1957 to mirror the image of the original Vegas Flamingo design. It's always been the area's favorite resort. because of its amenities and its strong connection to the glamour of Hollywood and Las Vegas. The Flamingo Conference Resort and Spa offers 170 guest rooms. It includes 14 suites and executive king accommodations. From all of us at the Flamingo Hotel, we thank you and look forward to seeing you soon.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
It's morphin' time! Zero Ranger 1, pink! Hi, I'm Catherine Sutherland from Power Rangers, and you're watching North Bay TV. Stay tuned.
Go, go, Power Rangers!
Portions of this program are brought to you by Micromat, making products that keep your Macintosh running at its best.
The quarry. Sacrifices. Blood. See?
There's no blood. Look, there's no blood.
Stay away! Stay away!
Jenny! Get a hold of Dr. Terminer. Tell him to get over here fast.
No. Ben, help
me.
It's all right, Mrs. Porter. Everything's going to be all right.
Anything. I'll give anything to have a child. Anything.
Thy soul, Mistress Carey. In payment, thy soul.
I want no traffic with the evil one, nor thee who serve him.
Then die barren, Mistress Carey.
Baron! Oh, wait. Terrible wait. No more. No more, please. No more. I'll bargain with the evil one. Stop.
Maggie, it's a boy. We have a son, Maggie. A son.
Ben?
Right here. Well, you had a long sleep. How do you feel? It's okay, nurse. I'll be here.
How's Brian?
He's fine. A bit small, being ahead of schedule. But he's strong and healthy.
Ben, don't let them take me. Please?
Nobody's going to take you anywhere. You're going to be in this bed at least a week.
Nurse Clay said you're awake. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Jennifer, I think it's past your bedtime.
I was just on my way. Good night, Maggie. Good night, Ben.
Good night.
Ben, go get the books that Mr. Dane left. They're in the sitting room, on the top shelf. The one book explains everything. Records of the Brampton witches. Ben, Jennifer and her Aunt Mercy Lewis. They're witches.
Maggie, Jennifer.
On her shoulder is a scar. Teeth marks. The mark of the devil. Jennifer and Mercy Lewis made a pact with a woman named Meg Carey. Same name as mine. Maybe it was me. I don't know. But she couldn't have a child until she agreed to their terms. Her soul. And then something went wrong. Something, and it's happening all over again.
Maggie, Dr. Terminer gave you a very strong sedative. Now, you probably dreamed all this because of some nonsense you read in the book.
I didn't dream it. It isn't nonsense. Mr. Dane saw the parallel. That's why he came here. He came here to warn us, and that's why he was killed.
He wasn't killed. He had an accidental fall.
Accident. Like the one my cousin Henry Pearson had. Ben, don't you see it was all arranged? My inheriting the farm. Our taking Jennifer. Mercy Lewis's death. Your success. And... oh, Ben, read the book. And then we've got to get away from here. We've got to get away.
All right, darling. Of course.
Promise? You'll read the book.
Yes. I'll read it.
Vincent with Creature Features. This is Livingston, that is Tangella, and we shall be at the Silicon Valley Comic-Con, won't we?
Unfortunately.
And it's on April 6th, 7th, and 8th. 3 days of us. Imagine that. It's going to be wonderful. Get your tickets below.
So many people.
Experience your favorite horror, comedy, and science fiction films of the 70s, 80s, and 90s on the big screen with the Cult Film Series at Roxy 14. Double features Thursdays at 7 p.m. Visit us on Facebook for more information.
Ahoy there, me hearties. I'm Crazy Boots Martin.
And James the Red.
At the NorCal Pirates Festival, and you're watching North Bay TV. Stay tuned.
And welcome back to the show. We are still watching Crowhaven Farm with Larry Lee Moniz, who is dressed as somebody from Mystery Science Theater. What number are they up to now?
They just completed season 11, and they are now they got approval for season 12 on Netflix. So
no, but I mean it's like it's the number behind MSTK. It always changes.
They're 3,000.
3,000.
Yeah.
What, did they start at 1?
They always made it 3,000.
Oh, it was 3,000.
I've never been able to get a straight answer as to why they picked 3,000. I guess it just sounds really good.
It's such a popular show.
It is, yeah.
I love it.
Me too.
It's kind of like what we do here. I mean, we don't talk over the films, though.
Well, you know, there were 3 hosts for Mystery Science Theater. 2 originally. The show took a break. Then they got a new host years later. Kind of sounds familiar to me, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Parallel.
Uh-huh.
So this film,
yes.
She's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not quite sure.
How did she get pregnant?
How did it happen?
Because I think the husband is, I think he's sterile, if I'm not mistaken.
Sterile.
Yeah.
Sterile husband.
Yeah, so where'd that baby come from?
Some explaining to do, I think. We're going to find out some more after the break. So conventions. What's the biggest one you've ever been to?
You know, it's funny. I've never been to San Diego Comic-Con. I know it's hard to believe, but I could never get the tickets.
They won't let me in. No, they said you cannot come.
Did you show up and they turned you away?
They say Vincent, no.
No Vincent. Oh,
that's all. It's just a sign. It says Vincent, no.
That's so sad.
They don't
that's not
want
fair.
me there. I have some history with some of the people who go.
Oh.
It's a party crashing thing.
Oh, I see. Well, we don't. We probably shouldn't go into that.
Yeah, right. But you've done some graphic work for. You were telling me at the break the cosplay.
Yeah, Cosplay Haven is essentially I designed a flyer. And it's essentially the people that are in conventions will display this flyer, and if you feel like you're being harassed or you're being, bullied, you go to this place that displays the flyer and the logo. It's actually the TARDIS lantern, and they will help you. It's a safe place to be, and you can get away from it, and they'll comfort you and make you feel good.
I imagine it's an issue at some of these conventions.
Sometimes it is, yeah. I mean, a lot of people think that they think that just because you're wearing, especially for women, when you're wearing a provocative costume, they just assume that it's hands-on, and you just wearing a costume like that doesn't mean that you're consenting to have anybody touch you. So.
Right. Now you do graphics. That's your day job.
Yeah, my day job, I'm a graphic designer. I've made presentations, flyers, logos, I've done some
Did you make this?
I did make this, actually.
See?
I did design this. I looked at many different pictures online.
And I bet it's like accurate to the millimeter.
It's pretty accurate, as best I can tell. They've never had a really good close-up of Joel, even in the episodes of the show. It's not real clear.
You see the backs. It's like the silhouette from the back of the head, right?
Really?
You're watching the show, and it's
you mean the little in the theater? Yeah, you just see their silhouette. That's right. Yeah.
Right. So there's not a lot of opportunity for that. So did you use any graphic design when you built Mr. Servo?
No, with Tom, it was really just trying to find all the parts online and get good replicated parts. And It took me about 5 years to get them all, but I did this when eBay was just starting out, so there weren't a lot of parts available. Now you can buy a whole Tom Servo all put together for a couple $100.
Oh, but it's better when it's made with love, right?
Mine was made with love, that's right.
Made with genuine love.
That's
all
right.
All right, speaking of love, I love this movie. We need to get back to it,
yes, right? I agree.
Off we go, back to Crowhaven Farm on Creature Features. Stay with us.
No, nothing. And I've searched every bookshelf in this house. Doctor, do you think there ever was any such book? Or was she imagining it all?
Well, premature birth is a tremendous shock to the nervous system. A certain degree of morbidity is quite common in mothers who deliver early.
Well, do you think we should put her in the hospital in Lowell?
Oh, I consider that possibility, but I don't feel it's safe to move her now.
Look, Doctor, this is going to sound a bit selfish, but I have a one-man show opening in Boston tomorrow. Now, I don't want to be away from Maggie, not even for a day, not now. Well, you see, I've worked so hard and for so long.
Oh, you must go, of course. Maggie will be perfectly safe in our hands. I'm sure she'll insist on your going.
No. Don't leave me. Take me with you.
Maggie, I can't. You're too weak to travel anywhere. But look, you and I will go to Boston just as soon as Dr. Terminer gives the okay.
Ben, don't you care what happens to me?
Of course I care. I always have and I always will.
Then don't go.
Maggie, I've worked for years for a day like today. A one-man show in a first-class gallery, and I have to be there at the opening. It's our future.
Ben, you once made a promise to me that if I'd live here, you'd give me anything I asked for. Remember? Well, now I'm asking. I'm begging, don't leave me here.
Maggie, now, I've never, ever broken a promise to you. But Dr. Terminer says you're not responsible for what you're saying. And so I'm going to have to do what I think is best for all of us. Now, I promise I'll be back today. I promise.
Ben? Ben? Mistress Carey? Please. What have I done to you?
Ye betrayed us, mistress. Exchanged our lives for thy own.
62 years ye enjoyed life. I died at 10 because ye betrayed me.
No, that was Meg Carey. Hundreds of years ago.
We've waited for thy soul's return to this world. For our revenge.
What is unfinished must be finished. What is unavenged must be avenged. Then will our master claim his overdue payment. Thy soul.
Hurry, we've got try to get away before they get us.
Maggie, what's the matter? What do you mean, they?
Maggie, what's the matter with you? Drive away. I'll explain.
Okay, okay.
Thank God. Thank God it was you. Alicia, there are such things as witches. You know, in some other life, they think I've betrayed them. Alicia, they want to kill me.
Alicia. No. Not you.
Get out, Meg.
No!
The baby.
No. Don't take my baby. No.
Our quarrel is not with the child.
Alicia, Claire, please. Help! Help!
Mistress McCarry, he did break thy blood-signed covenant with him who is our master. To save thy own life, he betrayed thy sisters Jennifer and Mercy to the persecutors, who did here hang Mercy Lewis by the neck and did press Jennifer with such a weight of cruel stones that her tender spirit was forced from her child's body. Now shall the circle be closed. Our sister Jennifer will hear this day, June 8th, the anniversary of her own cruel death, have her just revenge on her betrayer. At the same time, our master will receive the payment long due him, thy soul.
Ben! Ben! Ye wish to save thyself and sacrifice another as ye did before with me? So be it. Give me Ben in thy place.
You want Ben?
I would know with him something of the life ye denied me, Meg Carey.
You can't give away another person's soul.
It has been done.
My baby. What happened to my baby?
Give me Ben and live.
No! No! No!
Give me thy wedding ring. I may not take it from thee, but ye may give it freely. Will ye give me the ring?
Yes! Yes!
As men tied to the earth, we dream of visiting the stars.
this is your Mac. It's a good Mac. It does those things you like, the music that you love, and most importantly, the work that you do. Sadly though, sometimes it does this, or this, or this. But before you do this, try TechTool Pro, your one-stop fix-it tool to locate the source of this so that this still remains your things that you love, music that you enjoy, and important work that you do machine. TechTool Pro, the most advanced Macintosh repair utility ever.
The Russian sleep experiment took the lives of 5 test subjects, enemies of the state. It was a week-long human conditioning experiment that went horribly wrong. You can find out what happened to these human guinea pigs, as well as many other conspiracies, urban legends, and tales of terror at www.scarystorytime.com. Available on iTunes, YouTube, Alexa, Kindle, and other distribution streams of podcasts and videos.
You're watching North Bay TV. Stay tuned.
Hi, Jenny. How's my favorite model?
Fine.
Hey, I better teach you how to tie a bow a la Ben Porter.
No one ties a bow the way you do.
That's right.
Everybody like your paintings as much as I do?
Yep. Sold almost half of them already. Oh, I better go tell Maggie.
Maggie's gone. She was very angry after you left. She sent for Dr. Terminer. They talked. Then he said Maggie and the baby were going to Mr. Pierce's.
Kevin Pierce?
Maggie said that was where they both belonged.
Her and the baby at Pierce's? I told her that once. To go to him.
Maybe that's why she stayed in Mr. Pierce's apartment.
What?
The night it rained so hard.
Jenny, she didn't. She didn't.
Please, Ben, don't be angry with me. But it's true. I heard her tell Mr. Pierce not to mention it.
couple who can't have a child suddenly do after the wife spends a night in Louvre.
You may alert the police.
Ben. Hurry, Ben. I've been waiting for you.
Hey, Bill. Cause of death, broken neck.
I guess he panicked after he killed Pierce. Got lost in the darkness and fell in the quarry. What do you make of that, Doc?
Oh, it's a laceration or a puncture wound in the fall.
Looks almost like teeth marks.
Teeth marks? Oh, Bill. What kind of animal native to Massachusetts has teeth like this, huh?
I guess you're right. It is kind of a far-fetched idea.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, officer.
I haven't seen you in this part of the park before. And you're around here, aren't you?
That's right.
Oh, he's a handsome little fellow. Must have his father's coloring.
His father was very fair.
Was?
I'm a widow.
Let me fix this for you.
Oh. Well, isn't that extraordinary? You know, my husband used...
It's been a pleasure talking with you.
And if it's any comfort to a woman alone like yourself, you can be sure that from now on I'll have my eye on you. And your little boy.
And that concludes Crowhaven Farm. You know, that ending's always bothered me because I don't quite understand what happened. I mean...
Yeah, it's a little bizarre because it seemed like, you know, all of a sudden we thought the husband was dead, but here comes a new guy, and oh, I think that police officer is the reincarnation of that husband.
But how could he be the reincarnation when he, like...
Well, he tied that bow just like the husband used to tie that bow.
I think there was a plot hole and they did not know how to fix it.
That is very possible.
I love this film.
It was fun.
I mean, you know, that whole thing with the granite sacrifice table, and when she put her finger inside. It frightened me as a child. I don't know why. She pulls it out and there's blood and she screams. And
kind of frightened me as an adult, too, a little bit.
We're going to show this film again in case you missed it tonight. Well, if you're watching right now, you probably didn't miss it. So we'll put it on a night that you're not watching. But as far as you go, all right, you and Tom Servo, you're going to be doing some conventions, right?
Yeah. I'll be at Silicon Valley Comic-Con.
We'll be there as well.
Excellent. Then I'll be at Stockton Con as well.
And I think we'll be there as well.
Oh, wow, okay. Let's see, the third one, you're probably going to be there. Creatures Con.
Absolutely will be there.
That's right, that'll be fun.
We have to, like, get in contact and make sure we're not wearing the same thing.
Yeah, don't wear a red jumpsuit or a long scarf, okay? That's what I'm going to be wearing.
That's like my weekend wear. It's like my Sunday afternoon drive through the country wear. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Well, how can people learn more about you?
Oh, well, you know, probably the best way, if you want to go to Instagram and just go at Baker Street Cosplay, you can catch me there.
So you do the symbol.
Yeah.
You go to Instagram, you do the @
Yeah.
Baker Street Cosplay.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Right.
That'll do it.
Good. And then, so we'll see you at conventions. We'll see you around town, and hopefully we can have you back again. And maybe you'll have like something different, a new robot.
Maybe. I'll think of something, yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Well, thanks for coming, Larry. As far as you guys go, you have to come back next week because we'll be here, and if you're not, we'll be quite sad. So you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next time. So, Larry, you think with the success of Mystery Science Theater, you think there's any possibility that we might become as popular?
No way, bucko.